Hello, everybody. Welcome to Struggling XP, where I'm going to be struggling to talk the entire fucking night.
Oh, man.
I lost my voice because of a wedding and other fun stuff that I was doing this past weekend, so we'll see how today goes. But
Thought was at a rager.
Thank you all for joining us because we're all very excited to be here. I'm Jonny, I'm the DM, and for a list of all the cast names and socials, you can check the episode description or the chat. We stream Ravenloft Misfits each Monday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Please make sure to follow us and subscribe to the channel if you so wish. Participate in chat. You can give us inspiration. You could force me to re-roll something if you would so be inclined.
We would greatly appreciate that service anytime you feel like giving it.
And if you're listening to the podcast, please consider rating the channel and giving us a review. Zack.
Rate the channel.
Rate the channel.
Right. I don't have a gun anywhere near me.
Yeah.
Shut up, Jonny. I'm going to talk about sponsors now.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to talk about Roll20, the best website on planet Earth because it lets you play D&D online. It has a great compendium, has all the books and all the systems you need. You can play the entire game. You don't need anything else.
Nothing else.
All in one package. Just come to this website, sign up, play with all your friends. Roll20. Thank you very much. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to steal the other sponsor from Jonny because he's having a rough time tonight. We're also sponsored by Sirenscape.
Apparently Chet is having a hard time hearing you, Zack.
Oh.
Are they?
I
Shit.
think that's a Jonny problem.
Jonny, what did you do
That
to me?
is a Jonny problem. God damn it. All right, give me a second.
But then they won't know
Right
about
about
our
it, Jonny.
sponsors.
That's the only thing they need to know.
They need to know.
The sponsors. We must tell.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
can hear anybody.
I
They're
someone
popping off
interpreted
about the
that.
If we
sponsors.
don't do the ads.
Sponsors.
They are
20.
popping off about the sponsors, let me tell you.
They are
The sponsors.
in uproar if we don't tell them who the sponsors are.
The silence is so loud. It's
our
been Jonny
live
talking to himself
coverage.
right now.
Here we are. Everybody's here. You guys talk. Go for it.
Can they hear me now?
To tell you about
Getting
the sponsors.
progressively worse.
All right.
So bad.
Let's blast through this. Here's the deal. Roll20,
Gotta
the
blast.
website, lets you play D&D with all your friends.
All your
We love
friends.
it. Go on there. It's
love
way
it.
more expansive and intuitive than you think it is. You will be able to play games. 2, we got Sirenscape. It's background noise. What good is a D&D game if you don't have atmosphere? You need that fucking good music playing in your ears or you're not going to get into character. You're not going to get into the story. Thank you, Sirenscape, for all the support you've given us. 3, we are supported by Pringles, or we would be if they would answer my tweets.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Please get back to
Pringles.
Pringles.
To it.
We
are
speak for
open
the
to
company
it.
of
If
Pringles.
If
Yes.
anybody else is looking to
Pringles.
sponsor home D&D games, hit us
Hook it up.
We're always welcome to talk.
We're down.
Pringles, get back at me.
I'll set up like a Pringles sign
Answer my
behind me.
tweets.
I'll do a whole episode where we have the Pringles in our lips.
Yes.
Exactly.
The
Yes.
whole
Into the
episode.
dust bill for a
Yes.
whole session. I'll
And
get a
that
whole
Bill
can
Stride.
every
Pizza ones too.
And the giveaway is where we shake a can of Pringles and then eat one, and then whoever guesses the right flavor
There you go.
Get
I
out
like
gets
it.
a lifetime supply.
Wow, look
That's,
at that.
that's a good idea.
Plan.
That's a good idea.
Come on, Pringles.
All
Good
right.
plan.
Back to you, Jonny. Take us away.
So, I'm
Devin
gonna
does
have
not
to
have a
not
joke
get
today.
excited because when I get excited, that's when my
You got
voice
this,
just
Devin.
decides
You
to
have like
leave
30
me.
minutes.
So, let me just get a nice drink of water.
Yeah.
Me
Nobody's
getting
saying
excited.
anything
Hydrate.
exciting.
Everybody at home,
Everybody.
hydrate.
All
Stop
right.
whatever you're doing to drink water.
A recap.
Good girl.
So.
I thought you just could
Man, we came out the gate just so chaotic tonight. This is
Nonsense.
amazing.
Nonsense.
I love it so
It
much.
may be projection. It may
Oh,
When
not
did
be.
this
man.
change the dynamic come
So
about? I'm
good.
so
I don't
honest.
know.
So good.
We know that
room
Johnny's on
Because
the
you-
defensive this evening, so we're all like,
Oh, man.
You have no room to talk, Bogey, because some of the shit that you put on when you go live is pretty dominatrix. So, real mommy energy.
Wow.
Wow.
okay,
All right.
everybody.
So, last episode, You all ran from Castle Ravenloft. You saw the visage of Strahd looking down upon all of you from the high points of his spires, and even though the vampire spawn didn't follow, you continued to run as fast as you could away from the castle. After about 2 hours, you then came to a turn in the road where you were no longer in sight of the castle. That's where you learned that Katya was still under the effects of her mother's charm. You tried multiple different things trying to get to her, trying to figure out how long it was. Arxes, you did end up remembering that it lasts for a while, almost a day. So, you decided to bed here for the night, though only after a couple hours, a heavy mist began to surround the campsite, and Sorsha, who was on watch, decided to awaken Arxes and ask for some sort of what to do, and Arxes and Sorsha came to the agreement that it was best to leave. So in that night, you traveled through, and taking a few points of exhaustion, you finally came to the windmill, where Katya, regaining consciousness, told you not to seek shelter there and to continue on. And you did. You found a nice spot on the side of the road near the windmill and had a long rest. And after that, packed up quickly after and continued your journey through the forest, where you saw a skeletal rider on a skeletal horse.
Oh, shit. I forgot
Paying you
about
no
that.
mind, seeming to be looking for something, but you were not it, and they continued forward. You continued through the forest, coming out the other end, traveling a bit more until finally resting for one last time before arriving to Vallaki. And during that long rest, Katya, you had experienced a dream of sorts. You had smelt something in the air, something sweet and beckoning you. You were in the village of Barovia, and then you found yourself walking to the nearest house to see a family seated and staring at you as if you were some sort of monster, and you could almost see the blood pulsing through their veins, and it was tantalizing to you, but you were able to, in the end, shrug it off, and a cackle was only heard before you were awakened to the end of that long rest. But you continued until you finally came to Vallaki, where you found the gates closed, guards posted, but it seemed more of like a joke almost, like the irony of having a closed gate and guards posted to keep all danger outside of Vallaki, yet 30 feet next to it, a large opening from the destruction that the previous Misfit members had left Vallaki in. So, the guards asking for your business in Vallaki, Sorsha, you responded that you needed to see the Martikovs, and with that, each of you are now entering into Vallaki. Some for the first time, others the second time. As you enter into this town, larger than Krezk is by far, almost 4 times, 5 times the size. As you enter, you see that there are people. It's about evening. Yeah, it's starting to get into the evening. The sun is starting to set. You can see like a nice little orangey color, blue orangey color on the other side of the clouds that always encroach on you. And you could see people walking in the streets, though as you enter into the gates, it's a big spectacle almost. The gates are loud, and everybody that's surrounding that area just stop and just stare at you. Not in any intimidating way, but just interested and watching.
Beatrice is keeping her head low and just keeping an eye out. I don't know if she may have passed through here at some point. Does anyone recognize her here? Does anyone pay any particular attention to her, I guess?
I wouldn't say that you've been here.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that you've been here. So, no, nobody seems to be recognizing them, being like, oh, nobody seems to be recognizing anyone, really. Except, Katya, you do know that some people are looking towards you and kind of whispering, but I don't know if you would even be paying attention to them anyways.
No. The lights are on, but no one's home. I'm out.
Okay.
Would Sorsha know the name of the pub that the Mardikov brothers own?
Yes, the Blue Water Inn.
The Blue Water Inn?
Correct.
Okay.
As we're walking, Arxes is going to do an insight check just to try to see the vibe of everybody. Like,
Yeah.
'cause it seems like they're intrigued by someone in the group or us all together. I don't know, but
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and do an insight.
that's a 4.
You're looking around and it's difficult to see whether or not it's just you or everybody or someone in particular. But with a 4, I would say you just gauge that it's like a general, oh, who were they?
Got it. We're new in town. Got it.
I guess I'll just look at the closest person. Hello, are you able to tell us where the Blue Water Inn is?
You enter into Vallaki and the guards are there. Are you going to approach them or are you going to approach another person that's not a guard?
I'll approach a guard. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's like the first person that you would come near. And as you do, the guard that actually spoke to you before just goes, wait, I thought that you had business. Do you not know where the Blue Water Inn is?
Well, here's the thing, is that we do have business here, but I have never been here. The Blue Water Inn is owned by my boyfriend's uncles.
Oh.
And so, like,
All right,
know.
I don't need to know your entire family history. It's
Okay.
down the road.
Okay.
And he just points down the main road.
Thank you.
Do we know if Frederick lived?
You don't know.
Okay.
We rolled it, so out of character you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, even in character, it was never confirmed. It was a
Right.
bad roll, but it was never
bad,
confirmed.
Yeah, we don't know. I just remembered my dear good friend Frederick the guard.
Yeah, Frederick's
Just
nowhere in
thought
sight.
about him. Cool.
Yeah. So you continue down the main road until Katya, you're not looking, right? You're not really looking around. So none of you really know anything different because this is new to each of you.
Okay.
You're walking down this main road into the first important thing to your left is you see this stockyard of just a bunch of crates and boxes and carts. Continuing forward, you then go to another offshoot of a road where you see a town square of sorts. A lot of the buildings in this area have been burned down. They are blackened and soot still, even after weeks of having this large fire, still cover the ground. However, there are a few newer builds in the center. There's some sort of a stage and it's some sort of contraption just next to it, but you can't really tell from this distance.
Can I get a beat on that? Anything?
Go ahead and do a
particularly
perception
mechanical?
check. It's not mechanical, but I'll give you a perception check for sure.
Okay. 18.
So, as you're looking over, you see these two large poles. And with the wind that hits just right, you see two pieces of rope coming from each of them. ending in these small knots, and on the sides of which you see winches.
Does it look like a hangman's noose, or is it something else? Am I missing
From
something?
this distance, it's kind of hard to see exactly. It doesn't look large enough to be like a hanging kind of noose, but as far as like if it's like a miniature size or what exactly it is, it's tough to tell from this distance.
Not large enough to suspend something between the two
Possibly.
of them? I see. And I don't see anything under the ground underneath that.
No, not from this distance. And you guys are traveling as you're looking, so at least that's what I'm imagining. You could instead stop, maybe even approach if you'd like, but
I'm continuing on. I'm just keeping an eye.
So yeah, as you're walking by, it's kind of hard to see if there's anything under. You do see like everything leading down this road to this town square has just ash and soot all over the ground. But as far as just underneath that, if there's anything, any contraptions or anything, you just see the 2 winches and the poles with the rope.
I keep moving. I note that the level of wear and tear on that wood did not match with the current conditions, so I assume they haven't been built too long ago.
Yeah. So,
as we're walking, Arxes just keeps an eye on Aurora, because I know she's still not feeling the best. So I'm just making sure she's able to continue. I'm not saying anything to her. I'm just like, I'm just watching kind of out of the corner of my eyes, just making sure.
She is understandably overwhelmed. Like I said, this town, and I think I'm not even doing it justice. Krezk is tiny compared to Vallaki. This place is huge. What was a collection of maybe 20 buildings in Krezk, this is a collection of hundreds. This is a giant city, at least in Barovia standards. So after you clock that down the square, you continue forward. Arxes, you look over to your wife, who is just looking around and more so overwhelmed, but worried, because as you continue down this road, people continue staring. It's like you guys are just some new, I'm gonna say freak show. Like the I don't want to say exotic, but like
an anomaly.
Like, an anomaly.
There's definitely like negative energy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like whoa, who are these people?
In that case, as we're walking, if they're looking at us like that as we're walking, I just I stop someone.
And it's this middle-aged woman. Her hair is kind of thinning, and in the rain, it's kind of coming over her face. So she wipes it out of her face, and wearing just commoner clothes. It's scared.
What's with the looks?
And she's just gonna try and walk away without saying anything. Are you gonna hold her?
Leilyn's gonna gently put a hand on her shoulder.
Okay, so
we don't mean any harm. We just want to know why everyone's so up in arms. This is our first time here, and I understand that, like, you know, being a tiefling and all is a little odd. But
I don't have a problem.
We don't mind if you do. We just want to know why everyone seems like they're panicking.
And you can see some of the people are starting to like come closer to you as you like put the hand on. They come closer, just like intrigued.
I take a significant step forward, not necessarily squaring up, but just making a point of this is our space.
Go ahead and do an intimidation check. As well as that, go ahead and do with advantage now.
Me advantage?
Either one can do an intimidation check with advantage. Arxes or Beatrice.
You gotta come at me correct.
Do you want the advantage or want me to take it?
I'll do it.
Oh, paladin for sure. Yeah, you got to take it. That high charisma.
Yeah. It's 15.
Okay. As you take a step forward, kind of just claiming this spot for you guys, and Arxes, you backing it up with a sword, just barely coming unsheathed, the part of the blade just being visible. Everybody stops. They don't back up, but they stop. And she just says, like I said, I don't have a problem.
It seems somebody does. Anyone care to explain what's going on?
I'm gonna jump in between the two groups. Okay. Everyone's on edge. It is fine. We're here to visit family. We are good people. Don't worry. We're sorry if there's any inconvenience. When we get to a place and it seems a little hostile, we get on the defense. But that is all. We just wanted to know, is to make sure that we are safe, and we'll make sure you're safe. Don't worry. It's fine. I'm just gonna look at Arxes, Beatrice, and be like,
the woman just looks to the
sword
arm,
away.
the arm that's on, or that Leilyn has on her. Okay. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. And she just turns and starts walking away if she can.
What happened here?
Everyone else want to follow suit? Granny sets a good example.
You see a lot of them start to disperse.
She's middle-aged.
I'm just gonna turn to the group and just be like, we don't always have to be fighting, you guys.
It's a little easy to get me riled up, so.
Don't I know it? Yes. Okay. Let us just go see the Martikals, and we all need a nap. But some food and a nap.
That'd be good. As we turn to leave, I just look at Beatrice and give her a nod.
Incline my head.
Respect. Nice.
Turn and keep walking.
So, continuing down the main road again, you come down this turn to where you see the rest of the main road that leads to the end of Vallaki, which is quite a few hundred feet away. You could see the top of a bell tower, from which you imagine is some sort of church or at least gathering center. And to your right, you see another road that kind of winds its way to another exit a few hundred feet that way as well. But as you come to this turn in the road, you find just in front of you this color against a gray city. A nice fire orange flicker coming from within, and you can see the stacks of barrels just outside of it, and a cart that seems to be covered with a tarp just next to the entrance. This is the Blue Water Inn, as Katya would remember, and a swinging door sign on the end of its canopy. You could see two blue lines that are shaped like waves. So, you all enter.
Right. We're gonna approach the door, and I'm gonna turn to everyone. Okay, this is my boyfriend's family. Please, no fighting, no instigating, no touching people. And each time I'm gonna look at Arxes, Beatrice, and then Leilyn.
I was just
I love
trying
it.
to...
If you're about to see your beau, would you mind if I maybe freshen up your scent a little bit?
Oh, he's not here, but he likes my stank.
Who
Charming.
runs
He
this
definitely
place?
does. For
True
sure.
love.
To talk
And
about something else, anything else. Who runs this place?
This is run by, I'm assuming it's his uncles, actually. I just made that assumption, so.
Yeah, it is his.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, no, his brother. He's just the younger of the bunch. His
okay.
brother,
Oh,
Erwin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had this boyfriend, and his whole family is all across Barovia, and we're just going to see his brother, and maybe they could get some answers for us and give us a stay, because this isn't in. So I just need you to be nice. a little bit. Like, I don't know how towns usually go, but I don't want fighting because this is the family that will help us all across this country. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
As long as they don't start anything, neither will I.
I smirk underneath my hat in agreement.
I love it. Oh, this
All right.
team up
I
is
am
going to be
already
fucking awesome.
gonna
I really
piss
wish
myself.
Kaya was here to
That is
like
good as we're gonna
mitigate
get right now.
this.
So with that, Sorsha turns around and enters the Blue Water Inn.
Uh-oh.
As we enter,
And-
I tip my hat to the side to get water off it, keeping my face covered.
Sure. You enter into the Blue Water Inn. It's a different atmosphere in here. Katya, specifically, you would know. It's dead quiet in here. There is one patron, and besides that one patron that you don't recognize, there is another that you do. First, you see Erwin and Danica, who are talking to this person, Adrian Mardukov, the one that was the leader of sorts at the Blue Water, the Wizard of Wines. He's seated at the bar talking to the two of them in hushed tones, and as the door opens, creaking and letting in this cool air into this warm area, they all look to each of you, and you see Danica, Erwin, and Adrian all just looking to each of you and say, Sorsha, Katya,
Hello.
and friends, welcome back. Welcome back. Please, take a seat. And then she'll look to specifically, Adrian will look specifically to Sorsha and Katya and just say, What is Johan's?
We have lost a few along the way.
Irina as well? And
Of
Izek?
sorts. We did lose Izek, yes.
Of sorts? What do you mean?
Well, I think that it might be important that we
Sorry.
have a couple drinks before we get
Sorry,
into this.
yes, of course. It is good to see each of you, and it is good to meet the new faces of this group. My name is Adrian Martikov. And then you see, he kind of references to the back of the bar where you see a woman. She has dark black hair with like a few lines of gray. She has raven's feathers that come out of a tight bun, and she just waves, says, my name is Danica Martikov, and this is my husband, Erwin. And you see this very big and jolly-looking fellow. His large beard goes down to his mid-chest, where you see a large bit of that bottom part is just white altogether. And then, like, of course, the salt and pepper that are also in his slicked back hair. He stands just next to a door just next to him, and he just says, it is nice to see you again, Katya, and it is nice to meet each of you. I will go and cook something. It looks like you are all hungry. And then so he makes his way into the door just next to him and disappears behind it.
Mardukov, you said your name was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Adrian starts talking. Yes, Martikov, why?
You related to a Davian Mardukov?
Davian is my father.
Oh.
Why?
I knew your father some 20-odd years ago.
Interesting. And what was the nature of your relationship?
Helped me get a place to live out here. So,
Well, I'm glad that we were able to assist. Maybe the favor can be taken here soon.
And in the meantime, we can pay for the rooms, but do you have anywhere that we can put our injured up?
Oh, Danica, that would be, and yes, we as you can see, we aren't really brimming with customers, so we have rooms available. Is it just the 6 of you then?
Yes.
We have a room for 4 and then another room for 2. Each of them would be, for the beds, there would be 1 silver piece each, and then the other private room would be 2 silver pieces, so 6 in total.
Yeah. I don't even know if I even have any gold or anything. I don't think I've taken anything from...
And then Adrian just says, wait.
I do.
We definitely have money.
Sorsha and Katya have helped all of our family. Do you remember? And then, this, I see. It's on the house. Please, just find respite here.
No, let us pay for a little bit because we're putting you out.
Adrian says, listen, I will tell you more about this, but we do not need the money right now. There is more pressing things than a few silver pieces.
Then you will let us repay you in another way.
Sure.
Very well.
But there's no private rooms?
There is one, but it is being taken right now. And, sorry, that was Danica, not a man. We do, but it is taken right now, which reminds me, I have to bring some food to her. I'll be right back. And she goes into the kitchen, bringing a plate, and then heading up the stairs, where you see, like, there's 2 catwalks. So on this first floor, you can see there is a second floor, 2 catwalks that lead to other doors. There's one stairway that leads up where you see 2 doors and then another one at the very end. She comes up and passes those 2 doors to the very end and then knocks. And as far as like hearing, unless somebody's intently listening.
I have observant.
Oh, okay.
I believe I have observant. Let me double check.
Sure.
Yes, I do have observant. So I want to read those lips.
So she's facing... Yeah, I would say you just barely get the edge of this. So you see her say, Esmeralda, I have your food.
Arxes hide.
And you see the door open.
What the
very
fuck?
slightly. Take the food. You don't see the person on the other end.
She doesn't
and then
have
the
a
door
fucking face.
closes.
Do I know Esmeralda?
She has a face.
She has a face. What?
No. It's just she didn't see from the angle.
I'm like, would that name mean anything?
No, she didn't lose her face.
There's somebody else.
Do a history check.
Sorry, I thought her name was Esmeralda this entire time. Oh, it's all
Yeah. It all comes together.
Shit.
15.
You have heard of Esmeralda for sure. Esmeralda
Sorry, I got her confused with the one with no face.
Esmeralda is one of the famous monster hunters in all of Ravenloft in general. You've learned about her being able to travel between domains in this world of Ravenloft, which piqued your interest at one point.
Can she leave? Did she ever leave Ravenloft? Or just between the different... Okay.
She has left Ravenloft. She's left Barovia, and she is what textbooks call Mistwalkers.
See.
As well as a monster hunter, first and foremost.
I note that and keep that information to myself.
Okay.
Just clarification. Arxes was blacksmith before, so I assume he has money, although I don't have it marked in my thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think you guys got a good amount of cash.
We gotta have like a shitload in the bag of holding, I'm
sure you guys have, but
I don't know how much. Down. I don't remember. Who keeps track of these things?
What if we just take a few silver coins and just hide them around the place, and then, when they go to like clean up the room, they find the money?
Yeah, you do that.
So, as Danica comes back down the stairway, actually, as she's going up, Adrian turns to each of you and says, so, the reason why we aren't really strapped for cash is that we're hoping to leave Vallaki. Erwin, Danica, their 2 sons. This place is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
In a
What
different
happened?
way.
Here. We saw some
I will
carnage
love...
outside. What's
I will have Danica be the one to answer, but as far as I know, that one, pointing over to Katya, she has information as to what happened as well. You okay? Nothing.
No reaction at all.
Yeah.
This whole time, I feel like ever since she like woke up and not under the spell, she's been totally catatonic and just like stumbling along at the back of the group, maybe like holding on to someone's shirt, and just kind of walking along but not responding to anything.
He'll look to Sorsha and be like, is she okay?
No, I don't. I'm gonna look at Katya.
Right, drinks.
She needs
Goes around
drinks
the
and
bar.
she needs rest.
He starts pouring a bunch of wine, which you can see the Katya, you remembered that they were out of wine at one point. Now, this barrel that he's pouring from is spewing out wine like it is
Love that for
full.
them.
Filled
Love to
up
see it.
all of the cups, bringing them to each of you, and he just sits back down, and Danica comes down at around that time, and she just looks over to Adrian. Ah, I see you have helped yourself. And he just looks over. You heard what they said. We're not getting anything out of them unless we have wine. And I needed another anyways. And so he starts drinking.
Is the wine any good?
Wine is good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah.
it's the best.
As we sit down, I just John is outside, because he doesn't go away, and I'm going to mentally tell him to just keep a lookout, but just stay outside of the building and just let me know if there's anything that happens.
Okay.
Anybody that comes up that
Go
looks
ahead and do a-
suspicious.
Perception check for John.
All right.
Just roll a perception for yourself, and then I'll say it has like a
I'm sure we
plus
have the
2.
same wisdom anyway. Did that
Sweet.
with advantage by
Oh
accident.
yeah, we'll
So
say
15.
wisdom. That's fine. So 18. Cool. Okay. You just get a mental. Sounds good.
Cool beans. And then I sit down and I look to Aurora. Do you wanna lay down? You don't have to. You can go to the room if you want. I can
Is it
bring you
bad
some food.
that wine sounds good?
No, I mean wine always sounds good. So
She'll take one of the seats in the back corner, and she will take a wine glass and start drinking.
Leilyn, are you old enough to drink?
What is the age of consent? And
Who fucking knows?
Barovia.
18 is fine. Let's call it 18.
old enough to drink. I'm
Because
old enough to drink.
we don't encourage underage drinking.
That's
So you
true.
need to be you
in
are
this country.
18 and
Yeah.
you have to
Murder,
be of age.
vengeance, blood sucking. Totally okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Underage
I mean, I've been-
drinking. Fuck no.
Everyone's like, yeah.
I don't want to
totally
be a bad
old
influence.
enough
That's
to
all.
drink. You're okay. That's a little questionable. Don't necessarily think you're a bad influence. I think you're an influence, for sure.
That is cool. That means I'm making an impact.
That. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I started drinking when I was like 15. So
And Aurora hits you
Wow.
for like a quick second. Just
sorry, no, the wine gets to me quick.
You had this massive man had one.
Yeah,
sip.
his one drink is the entire goblet, though.
My divine constitution fails at alcohol.
That's what it is. Yep.
Oh my god.
So, Danica, they were asking about what happened in Vallaki, and it looks like Katya is in no manner of being able to talk. Oh, she looks over to Katya, worried. She's gonna go sit next to you. And she just...
Yeah, I think I would have kind of like shuffled over like real slowly to Danica and kind of sat down somewhere.
If you allow her, she is going to start taking pieces of your armor off.
Yeah, I wouldn't respond to that. Yeah.
It looks like you need some rest. I will tell everybody, just rest. And she begins taking off pieces of her armor. It's interesting because she knows, Arxes, you kind of clocked this, but she knows where like plate armor hooks and straps and everything is, which is kind of interesting. Not many know how to do it straight off the bat. Some people like search and you're able to do it, but she knows. As she's taking off the armor, it wasn't Katya and her friends that did anything, really. It was a ticking time bomb. Vallaki. Vargas Valakovich was just as cruel as his father was, just in different ways, whereas Vargan would hang people for defying him. Vargas would humiliate them, break them, and turn them into mindless citizens that just follow his every whim. What happened was every week we would have festivals and we were required to go, and for some reason Vargas thought that Katya and her friends would somehow sponsor him or something, bring him into the good standings of everyone in the town, and it did not go well. Vargas was publicly humiliated, and that person that had laughed and made the joke of him was they were going to do terrible things, but Katya and the others, they stopped it, which then ensued this large riot of people that began attacking the guards and lighting things on fire, and it was just a bloodlust. And of course, Lady Fiona Wachter, the other most important person in this town, seized that opportunity to take power. And since then, it's been weeks, and she has created this cult that follows her as if she's some prophet of the Morning Lord, or they refer to them as the sun. You have to be extremely careful who you talk to, and people can be hiding anywhere. They say that there are secret police, as well as the regular guards, and on top of that, there are prophets that are like her followers, but nobody knows exactly who they are. Though we've come to speculate that the new priest of the temple is one of them. And we suspect the captain of the guard, but outside of that, we do not know. Anyways.
Have no means to fight back?
If you fight back, you disappear. So we traded one tyrant for another. She spouts around as if She is the one that will bring the sun back to Barovia. And she doesn't care how many people she kills to get there.
Do you think she has a shot?
I don't know. I don't want to see a Barovia with a sun, yet no one to enjoy it.
In my experience, those who claim to be prophets are anything but. So
that is why we decided that we are going to leave. Just leave our inn. We've lived a good life here. Brom and Bray have grown enough to where when we make the move, they can help around the winery, meet, visit, and hang out with all of their cousins and family. And Adrian kicks in, and which is why I was talking to you, Sorsha, about maybe helping us with travel. And you can see why we don't really need the money at this point, as money where we are going won't be as important.
If given the chance to stay, would you stay, or would you still want to go back to the winery?
Well, that depends on what happens. What are you thinking?
Where is she held up?
What do you mean? Oh,
Where's the
walked her?
prophet or whatever? Yeah.
She's down the northern road. Katya's been there. And, at this time, she's pretty much taken all of your top plate armor off. And as she, sets it down just next to you, she just comes in and gives you a warm hug. Just kind of standing next to you. Not saying anything specifically, but...
I think her arms would come up a little, but not fully hug. Mm-hmm. There's a slight reaction. Not much.
Is Danica older?
She's... It doesn't say, but I imagine her being in her 40s.
Okay.
So a granny.
Okay.
So a granny. Of course.
Absolutely decrepit, by the way.
You just hear a bunch of bones cracking as she comes to hug you.
She's on her last leg.
I'm offended by all this.
Arxes just says, how far down the road from here?
About a week-ish. Few days.
That long, huh?
Barovia is big. 4 days.
I'm sorry, wait. Is she, so Walker's in a new place?
Walker, oh. Sorry. Thought we were talking about where they're moving to the winery. Sorry. Walker. She is a few minutes down the road.
I was gonna say, I remember her being in town.
Yeah, she's in town.
Okay.
My bad.
I'm going to mentally say to John, go check that place out for me, yeah?
You just feel like a mental nod, and he's off.
He's like our own recon machine.
If you die, I'll bring you
machine.
back. Always comes back.
Can you type her name in chat or something so I can see?
Danica or
No.
Walker?
Fiona?
Her.
Like water, but with a K. And a T.
Thank you.
I believe what my friend is offering Adrian. Yeah, is that what you said your name was?
Yes, Adrian and Danica.
Is a chance for you to stay here by us murdering this person.
They
Damn.
wouldn't put the
see.
phrasing like that.
At least that's what I got from that. I mean,
What's to guarantee another crackpot won't end up in her place afterwards? They just
That
said they
is-
traded one dictator for another.
That is
Yes.
my worry.
If one
One
of
of the
you-
biggest worries that we have is that we don't know all of the prophets that follow Lady Wachter. We know possibly 2 of them. The priest at the temple and the captain of the guard currently. And they've done work to make people believe this story that she will bring the sun back. The people of Vallaki needed something to believe in. And she was their prophet. If we cut the head, 2 more will grow. This idea of the sun coming back and killing anybody that may get in your way is so now ingrained in this town that, believe me, we've gone through every possibility. I just don't know if I feel safe staying.
the thing about flies is if you put enough sweet stuff out, they'll all flock to it. It's your town, how you deal with it, how you handle things after. It's up to you. One of you could take charge. You could even still leave knowing there's one less bad person in the world, but wherever you go, there'll always be a bad person. So it's whether you want to fight for your home or be on the run for the rest of your life. Although you have children, and I understand that.
That is my main concern. Because what happens if mom and dad die fighting? They are brought to the orphanage, or they end up exactly where they were before, or where they were going at least, the winery. If they're going to the winery, we should be there. I don't know. We were thinking of leaving tomorrow morning. Things have been tense here. We've felt pressure to follow these teachings, attend these sacrifices. I don't know how much longer it will be until they come for us.
You felt pressure as in from people or...
From people.
Okay.
As I said, all of this talk comes from personal experience. I don't know who to talk to. The ones that I have, it seems that information found its way to the guards, who didn't do anything per se, but cast intimidating shadows over the Blue Water Inn, if that makes sense.
Is there anyone else in this?
There is.
Oh.
There's just one person that's just kind of to themselves in the corner.
I mean,
but
so that person's actually there? Oh, dang.
that person is there. But you see Davian looking over. That is no one of your concern. We are sheltering him. He is one of the ones that I did talk to that agrees with me, and that is being looked for by the guards. One of the main reasons as to why they are giving such an intimidating shadow. We won't let them take him. And so he stays here.
And what's his name? Or can he tell us himself?
He just looks over. Davik. He just continues.
Nice to meet you.
Puts his hand up.
Insight check.
Go for it. That's Davik.
Is that
That's Davik.
Seems legit to me.
is that a name I've heard before?
I don't think so.
Okay. Sounds
Is he
familiar,
wearing
but-
any sort of armor, weaponry?
No. He's wearing just commoner clothes. Yeah.
How well
black
put together
hair.
is his clothing? Is it clean?
It's as clean as it can be when it's soaked by rain 24/7. His beard is kind of scraggly. He has like curly hair, so it makes it look a little bit more disheveled than it actually is. He has longer, wavy hair that kind of sinks in front of him as he's looking into his drink. He seems to just be paying his own mind.
I look to them, I look in. So you say you don't need any money. How have you come into such splendors when you've been cast under some shadow?
We have been here a few years, and back when Vargas was the burgomaster, people were looking for something that wasn't dread, and so people came here. And we didn't make a large profit off of them, but I only mean that we don't need money because we're going to live with family in the winery. And there we make our own food and live off of the land. We don't need any need for money there, other than for trading, but 6 silver is... It's not worth you helping us for what you did. Adrian told me, specifically looking to Sorsha and Katya. It's the least that we can do.
May I insight check that?
Sure, yeah. She seems to be telling the truth. You don't really catch anything that she's trying to hide. You can tell that she's a little disappointed about, talking about this and, having to leave, but she doesn't seem to be hiding anything about, like, money or their motives or anything like that. So, Adrian starts talking. We're staying here for the night and leaving tomorrow morning. If you are willing, of course.
Do we really have time for this?
We all need to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what our next move is anyway.
Would you be so kind to show us to our rooms?
Adrian stands. I can do that. And Danica just kind of rubbing Katya's back at this point, kind of taking that motherly role for Katya. Just sure, Katya, do you want to go up or would you like to stay here? Nothing. I'll stay with Katya. She knows
Very
where
good.
she's sleeping.
Okay.
Adrian stands up. Ugh. All right. Follow me. And as you come out of this doorway, the rain still falling very heavily. Out of the tavern, and you see just next to the outside of the tavern area is a stairway that goes up to that second catwalk that you had seen. Making your way up this stairway, you come to a room at the end where up here you find all of your rooms. Katya is down there, but there are 4 beds in the most southern room, and then another 2 beds to the more eastern side, right side of the rooms. So you have 6 of you.
And I will take this
Take the
Yeah,
two.
that's what I thought too. Yeah.
Okay. There is another doorway, in which case Adrian comes up to it and says, this one is mine while I'm here. But yes, these are your beds. They're comfortable. Some of the most comfortable beds that you'll find in Vallaki.
Praise.
Sorsha, do you mind if I talk to you for a moment?
Of course.
He takes you into his room. In which case you find basically the exact same type setup as the one that Arxes and Aurora take. As you enter into his room, he closes the door behind you and says, there is another reason why we are leaving. I didn't want to speak in front of the others because I didn't know what your relationship was to them and if you could trust them or not. I would speak to Katya as well, but she seems out of sorts.
This is best not to burden her right now.
Okay. My sister, Stephania, and her husband, they have found where the second gem was taken. The green gem that you would help us retrieve. But they hadn't come back in a couple days. And when I went to check where they were, I found them in cages outside of a hut of a very powerful woman. Thing.
Where?
Perez. It is a destroyed town that once defied Strahd and was completely flooded over, and now just ruins are left there. Her name is Baba Lysaga. She is a very powerful... You laugh now.
Oh no, Devan is laughing because Baba Yaga.
Baba Lysaga is a very powerful, dark magic witch. And we need your help to get that gem. I had hoped that Johans and Irina and Isaac would be here, but that is why we need to get all of our family together. I was going to make my way to Perez on the way back to the winery. It's a road that is on the way. If you're willing, you don't have to tell them about the gem or anything in general, but you could just say that you're doing me a favor and that there is someone that is Strahd's powerful ally. I don't know.
You don't have to explain anything to me. I'll do anything for your family as you have done for mine. Your family took in my mother when she had nowhere else to go. And you've given her shelter.
We had received a raven that was talking about some forgotten tribe. She was saying that she was saying something about Moonshade or something, I think was the name of the village. I'm not entirely familiar, but that is another reason why you should come with us. Maybe retrieving the gem and my family, and then we can all talk at the winery.
That is good. I know my answer already. But
I am unsure of the rest of my group, which I'll have to speak with them, and
Do you trust them?
I will only tell them the information that you are comfortable with. And I do trust them.
Okay.
They have saved my life on many occasions. There's a new one. She's a wild card, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
But let me speak with them. There's much to discuss, and we will. We need to give Katya a little bit of time to deal with her internal turmoil of what has happened. It's been a lot of how we lost Isaac and Johans and Irina. But it may be late tonight, but I will come to you with an answer.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for
Of course.
taking us in.
Of course.
Taking my mother in. That meant a lot.
She is doing well. She has helped us improve our farming capabilities and has been teaching Elvier quite a lot. I'm sure he
That
would be
is
excited to
good.
see you as well.
That I'm so happy to hear that, because if they didn't get along, then this would be really awkward.
No, they are getting along very, very, very well. They're
Good.
speaking the Druid language quite often. He seems to be getting better.
Oh, that is that is very nice. Yes.
Well, all right. Let's get back
yes,
to the others.
Yes.
You were going to say something?
No, that was pretty much what I was gonna say.
Cool. So, after all of you, as you enter this room, anybody else like to do anything in the bedroom or anything? No?
I think Beatrice turns to Leilyn after going over to the bed and sort of like inspecting it dismissively for a second. She's going to turn back to Leilyn and be like, do you really think we have time to be escorting these people somewhere? I assume you have larger priorities at hand?
Honestly, our main priority was just getting Mother out of the castle. Now that we have her, it's more of just a waiting game. You know,
Waiting for what?
try to get better. If she gets better. My whole plan to come here was to defeat Strahd, save my mother, and well, I guess now it's helping these people.
So Lord Von Zarovich gets no punishment for what he did to her? Do you know the conditions she was under in that castle jail?
I'm not saying that she's not. I'm saying that we're too weak right now to go after him. We barely got out alive.
That's fair. I'm not necessarily saying we rush in there either. I guess I'm just a little surprised there isn't more of a fire to push towards the goal.
My family nearly died today in Katya's catatonic. So I kind of just want to stay alive for a little longer.
Fair enough. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to press unnecessarily.
Trust me, there's no one else in this room who's more frustrated with my lack of power, I would say.
Lack? My dear, you're magnificent in that combat. What are you talking about?
It wasn't enough. And it's not going to be enough for a while. I need to get better, but nothing would happen if I kind of just sit around. I kind of think of all these like side missions as training, you know? I learned something during all of these things. And all these things I'm learning will be put to defeat Strahd. That's what I'm aiming for. And if it means that we can help these people by escorting them, even if that lands us in a bit of a scuffle, then it's just another road bump.
What is it that it would take for you to feel prepared? If you're looking for something to learn, some skill, some strength, what is it you want?
I don't think there is a cap just yet. There's this magic that is constantly flowing through me and calls for blood. And I don't know exactly how to completely utilize it just yet, but I know I'm not there. I'm sure the Night Mother will tell me eventually, when I'm ready.
There is something tantalizing about that idea of getting more powerful, not just to defeat Lord Von Zarovich, but to really crush him would be delightful.
To delete him from existence is honestly the goal. Because we don't know if he'll stay dead. And if we can make sure he will, then that's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah. The thing about vampires is they always seem to find a reason to come back. So maybe it's more about making sure he doesn't want to anymore.
Exactly.
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
I'm sure we will.
Now I'm famished. Let's go see what they have as an excuse for dinner here.
Alright.
Arxes and oh yeah, go ahead.
She's gonna be like to Dad and Mom and be like,
Yeah. During this time, is there anything that
Beatrice.
Arxes would like to do?
Arxes is in the room with Aurora, and he's closed the door, and he's kind of sat on the edge of the bed, and he's like,
She sits on the other edge, just.
you know, he might just come back after you, you know.
It's crossed my mind. Several times. I dreamt about it on the way here.
I don't know what I'd do if I lost you again.
You would do exactly the same as what you did.
What I did was lie to our daughter for 5 years.
That's not what I see. What I see is you in front of me right now. You, the one that, despite not being able to go down there, came for me. The one that is sitting right in front of me, swearing to protect me from him. Sure, it took you a while to get there, but you did. And maybe Leilyn was the one that kicked you into action, but she's still here.
She's something else, you know, now.
I made sure.
Honestly reminds me of a bit of me when I was younger. A fire that won't die.
That doesn't surprise me.
She hates me, you know.
No. She doesn't hate you. Sure, she's troubled, but she doesn't hate you.
You talked with her before.
You see her just get really sullen. Yes, I did. I don't know how. Arxes, I lost my faith. I was in there for years, barely even able to sleep in that water-filled jail cell. I don't know how I was able to connect with her, but it seems like her connection with the Night Mother is stronger than I ever had. Please don't tell her that I lost my faith. I don't want her to know just yet. I want her to continue following this path, getting as strong as she can. I don't want to hold her back.
I think you'd be pretty impressed with how strong she is now. I've seen her do some crazy stuff.
Yes, I saw her in the battle. She was doing things that even I can't do. I was never able to do half the things that she does.
She studied it for a long time. You know, after he took you, I had a notion to go and find you, and I gave her your book. But as I looked at her just sitting there studying hard, trying to be more like you, I couldn't bring myself to have her lose both parents. So I lied to her for 5 years. She's a tough one.
Yeah, I can see that.
Get some rest. I'll bring you something. Okay.
Okay. Love you.
I love you too.
You open the door.
I use excuse me. I use thaumaturgy near her, not too close. And I just have a little lullaby playing in the
I love it.
in the air.
I love it. So, with that, you open the door, and everybody just seemingly opens up the door at the same time. It's crazy.
Awkward.
And so you all make your way back down to the first floor of the tavern, where you see Danica is still just sitting just next to Katya, just waiting. You all gather for a nice dinner. Erwin joins along with Brom and Bray, these two little kids, 10 and 12, I believe, look exactly like their father. And just after dinner, they just continue just going off on their own table and just talking and, you know, playing with a few cards and knickknacks and things. But you are left at the big table with the Martikovs and yourselves. Is there anything you would like to do? And you also notice that Davik has left.
Before I start eating it all, I'd take a plate up to Aurora and come back down and then sit and start eating. So, leaving, huh?
Yes. Adrian or Erwin starts talking. Yes, I didn't want to do that, but it seems like there's a lot happening here, and family needs us at the winery, and it's the perfect time to leave, I guess. Have you all decided to come with us?
We have not discussed it yet, but we will after dinner.
I see. Well, yeah. Sorry, we didn't expect you guys to come here. I would have had, more going on, and Is the food good? I hope so.
It is very good.
Fine, yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
It is fine.
It's fine.
We take fine.
Where did your friend go? Gesturing over to the corner where Davik had been sitting.
Danica, who's sitting next to Katya, is still at the bar. She looks over. Davik just decided to go up to his spot that we have.
Did she gesture to a particular room?
She gestures up to, like, just behind her. There's a door that's, like, right up the stairway, and then, like, the doorway that's right there. He has a bed. We are sharing a room with him. He, quite frankly, didn't want to talk, and he didn't know if there was going to be more talking.
Is he not the one who's using the private room?
No, it's another patron.
We'd love to meet them if they're going to be staying with us. You understand we're all a little bit cagey.
She will be traveling with us tomorrow. I don't know if she is sleeping right now. I'd rather not bother her, but you will meet her tomorrow.
If we are traveling, of course.
Right, of course. Do a persuasion check.
Me?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is this to, like, persuade her to bring the woman down?
Yeah.
Any chance that could be intimidation?
The way that you said it, I think it was persuasion.
Sure.
I took it as persuasion.
Sure.
Ooh, nice.
21.
Okay, so she...
21.
21.
If you are not traveling with, I understand your concern about sleeping here with someone that you don't know. I will go and ask, but I cannot promise anything past that.
Indeed. There's a drink in it for her.
I will let her know.
This
And
ought to be good.
Danica just looks back to Katya, kind of clasps her hands, and just stands up and makes her way up the stairs to the door. And I am going to do a roll on my end. Persuasion versus her very high DC.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean towards Adrian. She's the wild card.
So, I rolled a 7.
Yeah.
So you see the door open, though it's only a crack. And you just see Danica just saying, some of the people, you specifically, Beatrice, will be able to read her lips. Some of the people here might possibly be traveling with us. Are you willing to meet any of them?
While this conversation's going, Y is gonna go and land on Danica's shoulder.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you see her say, there's some people that are possibly traveling with us tomorrow and they want to meet you. Would you be, and then, and you just, she doesn't talk, she just looks over, then looks down, and then you see the door behind her opening and Esmeralda coming out and looking down
shit.
where she sees each of you and she just, hi.
Hey.
Oh, hello.
Danica taking a quick hint, sees that she knows you and like kind of nods and starts leaving as Esmeralda just comes to the edge of the catwalk and looks down. What the fuck are you doing here?
It is so weird to see you here.
It's such a coincidence.
Yeah.
How are you? As she's saying this, you can tell she's like, that's a terrible question. Why'd you fucking ask that? Oh my god.
I am doing fucking incredible.
I can't imagine. Everybody?
Arxes just continues eating.
I'm looking around, like, folding my hands.
Esmeralda.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
Erwin stands up and starts collecting plates and like.
Can we get another round with something strong on me?
Yes, of course, of
Thank
course.
you. Do come sit. We've got a warm chair or stool or something for you.
You get a double for me. Yeah, thanks. All right, cool.
I'm fine up here.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna
Okay.
stand up and look at her. May I speak with you in private?
Private.
Can I do a
Do
persuasion check?
yeah.
If I say please, do I get advantage?
Ooh, that's a hard no.
Fantastic. I have a +0 to
Wait,
charisma.
Beatrice is gonna chime in, actually. And
Okay.
try and give you disadvantage because she doesn't want her to leave. She's gonna say, "You wouldn't Are you going to hog this new arrival all to yourself? It's a little rude."
We have history. Is
Is there something
So-
I'm missing? I seem a little bit.
Yes.
Sorsha, go ahead and do a persuasion check. Let's see what that comes out to. Okay, 13. Not quite enough to get her there.
Damn
However,
it.
Beatrice, go ahead and do your own persuasion check.
Oh my god.
Just delicious. I just want to say.
And
So
I
she
would
just
argue, as somebody from the South, that was an intimidating way to say that. I would argue.
sure, absolutely okay. Okay, well
Very
we'll take
sweet.
we'll take the roll that you had. We'll take the roll,
Okay,
which
so-
would come out to a 13, which is enough to have her stay.
Okay.
She just looks over to Sorsha and says, "Yeah, your friend, she has a point. Why hog me up? Just talk to me. In front of everyone, it doesn't matter. It's not like anything that we have to talk about will be private anyways. They were
Very
there
well.
when my boyfriend died. There you go. Now it's all out in the open.
It is out in the open. We were there trying to save you both and be
Yeah.
there for you both, and now you treat us like we were the ones who killed him.
Oh,
Don't do
no,
that.
no. Don't get me
Don't do that.
confused. I'm not saying that you killed him. Just... What do you want to talk about?
Camaraderie. The
Have you
ability
found him?
No, but that doesn't mean that it's not on the horizon. We are hurting too from Johan's lost. We loved him too. Maybe not to the extent of which you loved him. Of course, you are his gemstone. You are his gemstone. But it seems that we are going to run into each other quite often while we're fighting Strahd. So please, a tiny bit of civility, and even though I am asking for that, it does seem ironic. But this is owned by my family. This inn is owned by my family.
Do a persuasion check.
God, please, can I just have advantage?
No, this
Once
is
in
a
my
hard
life.
this is a hard thing going on here.
Do I know Johans? Do I know that name?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Oh, sorry, I don't need
I
to
don't
answer
know.
that.
And would I know anything about his whereabouts?
I would you wouldn't know that second one.
Whereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
6
We would
feet
also
under.
like to know his whereabouts.
You might have heard the name, but Not much detail
Okay.
in terms of that. Just a person that's in Barovia. She just... Fine. I will be civil. But I am tired. I will talk to you more tomorrow. She gets out from leaning on the side rail and makes her way towards her doorway.
Lovely to meet you.
She puts a hand up.
As that's happening and Arxes has his head in his plate, I'm actually going to check in with John to see if John has scoped out the place downstairs or up the street, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. Are you doing this stealthily with John?
I'm doing it in his mind, so as long as he's within a mile of me, I can speak to him telepathically.
Right, but John specifically, is he going stealthily?
He's a horse, so no.
Okay.
Interesting.
He's a horse, and I mean, he's pretty hard to miss, honestly.
Okay. I'm gonna do some checks over here. While I do that,
What
we're
is this
gonna go to
random horse
break.
just walking around the city?
Yeah.
Flop, flop, flop,
We're
flop.
gonna
You
go
know
to
all
break.
those unattended horses that are in
Exactly,
I
right?
can bring
That's
it back,
crazy.
you know?
Oh,
It's fine.
absolutely.
The second he gets caught, John fucking disappears.
We're gonna do some checks on my end, but while I do that, we are gonna go on break. We have a giveaway for Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel for Roll20.
Ooh.
So if you are interested in getting this copy for yourself to play with your friends on Roll20, the code for tonight is going to be the !Blue Water. So that is starting
As
now,
opposed to Blackwater.
and we are going on break. We will see you all in 15 minutes.
Hey, get on that,
See
y'all.
ya.
Get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Bye.
Ah.
Hey.
Welcome back. All right, so it is time to pick the winner for our giveaway.
So
And it
wins.
is going to be an interesting one. Here we go. Cool Armadillo. You are the winner.
Just go,
Congrats.
Becca.
All right, Becca, I will be sending it over to you later tonight, and you can jump on playing the Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel. Thank you, everybody that joined. We always have giveaways, so come back next week or even Wednesday, where we're going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade for our final two giveaways as well.
The last
anyways.
one.
So, with that aside, there is a little bit that we have to take care of with a certain stallion. So,
Yeah.
A certain
Arxes,
bucking bronco.
can you do
Yes.
a just stealth check in general? I know John isn't stealthing, but I would like to see the just basic walking around. What's gonna happen?
All right. You want me to do my stealth? Or you just want me to roll a?
Just roll a
No,
d20.
I don't think I have a. All right, D20, what do you got? That's a 5. He's a horse.
All right.
You know, with flaming hair, kind of.
I rolled a 3.
Wow.
What? How do they not
He's
notice this
like
glowing,
everything.
All right,
smoky
here,
horse?
this is how.
Grows toes, and he's like,
John is smart. John knows what he's doing.
John's
So
a
he's
smart
about to
boy.
leave, and he just sets himself right next to the fence just before, as a group of guards walk by. Then he makes his way into the night. The black stallion, dark as night, blending in with his surroundings, making his way all the way to a 2-story building that he can see is slightly tilted, and overgrown ivy and vines are crawling up it. You can see a pillar of smoke coming from the chimney. This house is bigger than any of the houses surrounding it, and what really catches your eye is that there are guards that are positioned just outside of this house. As that happens, John communicates to you. What do you need from me?
I mean, no,
I found
if there's
it.
any guards who's moving in and out, if you see someone who looks most important.
There's 4 guards out the front. I'll keep my eye out.
Keep in touch. And if it gets too dangerous, you can come back.
No response, but like a mental nod. Do a perception check for John as he keeps an eye out. 1.
Bro.
Right on.
Did I get a
John.
reroll?
I don't
What's
know.
up with
do
your
you?
rolls tonight,
Let's
dude?
see.
I think I got a
So
reroll.
bad.
You do have a reroll, as well as Devan and Bella.
Can I use that?
Wahoo.
You can use that. Yeah, go for it.
All right.
That's a 3.
It's better, you know.
Oh my god.
It's better than a nat
John.
1. No.
John
He's
sees
a horse.
John sees another stallion that he. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Hey,
John,
John.
You just hear that mental note.
John,
Anyways.
no.
John has relieved himself of your services.
You're not even a real stallion. You're an
He hangs up the phone. You feel the a disconnection.
you're an infernal spirit. Don't do it.
I'll call you in a minute.
Bro got left on red by his steed.
Oh my
Oh, I
god.
love it. So, you rolled a 3. That is what we will keep in mind going forward, but we return back to the Blue Water Inn. Esmeralda has just returned back to her room. You are left with a very awkward silence. That just...
She a friend of yours?
Well, that went really well. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
went terribly,
Yeah,
actually. It was
we're friends. Kind of. I don't think she's friends with us anymore, if I'm being honest.
Well, to be completely honest with you, I'm pretty sure she didn't find any of us to be friends. We were just association with Johans, so.
Yeah.
Who is Johans?
A member of our party. We had recently just lost him. Actually.
See. And I suppose she blames y'all for that?
Apparently.
Don't know why she was there too, but you know, it's whatever. Not like she could save him.
People are always strange in matters of the heart.
For what it's worth, we did try, though.
Was this going to be a problem traveling with her?
That is
Hopefully not.
that is debatable.
Have you...
Danica, get yourself together.
Sorry, it was the wine. Have you decided to travel with us then?
It is still something that we need to
Oh,
discuss.
sorry, no pressure.
Thank
I
you.
don't know, Danica, it sounds like you're giving us a lot of pressure.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
I feel rather pressured, honestly.
Christ.
So, need some space. It's not you.
I just
it's
need
me.
some space. You look at Danica and she's like 2 inches away from behind us.
So you guys coming? So you guys coming or not? Oh no.
How
You
about
guys
now?
coming?
Now?
Have you finished those
No,
errands?
she's back with Katya.
Got it.
I just imagine this like round table type setup is like the back corner on the map. If you guys see it, it's a larger table, a lot of chairs. Adrian is sat with you, but Danica is kind of just over at the bar with Katya, just being with her.
I think we'll take some time to figure out our options, and we'll be back down soon.
Should we?
Okay.
And I'll walk over to Katya and Danica. Katya, would you like to come up with us, or would you like to stay with Danica a little bit longer?
I think she'll like turn a little bit. She'll just stand up.
I can grab her plate armor. I'll follow you.
Thank you.
Of course. So
Please
you
don't
all
drop it. I don't have the tools to fix it at the moment.
I will do my best. It is a fine piece of armor you make.
Thank you.
She picks up all the pieces, and you all begin to make your way back up to your rooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I thought are we all going to one room to discuss?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I'm
I
imagining
wanna,
the one with all the beds, the bigger one.
I want to peer across and just see, is there light underneath David's bedroom door? Like, is there somebody in there, or does it look unoccupied?
Do a perception check. From here, it'd be really difficult to see the bottom of the. Well, you're at the bottom of the staircase when you get
Well,
up.
I was saying when we got up to the second
Sure.
level,
Yeah.
just like up
Oh,
here.
yeah,
to
yeah. I
see.
see. I see.
Yeah.
You can see a light flickering. Light flickering of light on the other end.
I assume the same under Esmeralda's.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. There is not.
We are going to be murdered in our sleep. And feel it.
So, you all enter into the room. Danica places the armor down very gently, of course. And... Okay, good night. And then closes the door behind her. And you are left alone.
Well, this has been more eventful than I thought it was going to be.
Same.
Esmeralda was definitely a wrench in everything. Never expected to see her again.
Same.
Kind of did, honestly.
Does that sway your opinion of whether or not we should escort these people? I personally will make it known that I know that you have some personal connections here, but an escort mission seems a little bit... There are more important things to be doing.
What do you suggest that we should go to next?
Well, seeking power throughout Barovia, of course, seeking maybe allies, items. I know of several that might be useful.
Well, then I counter you with this. We help these people, and yes, I do have a connection with them. And I'm surprised you do not see them as allies as well. You gain allies by helping, you helped us.
Are they equipped in combat? Would you put them in front of Strahd at your side?
Sorsha does a very slow smile. I do. I would put them with me every step of the way if I could.
Well then, maybe I mistook them. I was understanding that they owned a tavern and made wine.
There is always many layers to a person, as you well know.
Well, if they can be valuable allies, then I'd be more than happy to escort them if it seems like a valuable use of time. I would love to now that we have more time, I would like to know a little bit more of what your goals are as a group. I assume, based on what I've learned from Aurora and your general reputation, that you intend to end Lord Von Zarovich?
That's true.
With everything that I got, yeah. I'll take his head.
Then we
and
share
wear it like a helmet.
Then we share a common goal.
Damn.
The fuck?
We do.
Concerned.
Good. Well, if you think these people can aid in that, then I'm certainly open to suggestion. I simply didn't understand that initially.
That is fair. You are just learning about all of us, as we are learning about you. I know where I must go.
And where is it exactly these people want to be taken?
It's south, right? We'd be heading south?
Southwest. It's more west than it is south.
Well, we'd be heading southwest. And the news that Adrian had told me is that some of our family was captured by a dark magic witch. And I cannot in good faith leave them to whatever misfortune she may put upon them. So I do know that I will have to go to my family and take care of that. And that is possibly meeting your criteria, Beatrice.
Right. Southwest, powerful witch. Baba Lysaga, I assume.
You know her?
I've heard of her.
I have not. What can you tell us about her?
Well, she may be one of the more powerful beings, possibly even more powerful than Von Zarovich himself. It's unclear, and she keeps to herself, though I have had a modicum of correspondence over time, and I'm aware that she has several things that might be useful to us in terms of items. We could seek her out as an ally. That would certainly be useful. But it seems that you're saying your family has been kidnapped by her, is that correct?
Adrian described it that they were captured and put in cages outside of her dwelling.
She has her tastes. Well, if allying with her is not necessarily an option, I'm sure we could make some sort of other arrangement. She's an intelligent being. I'm sure she would have interests that we might be able to provide, or of course we could kill her. At least try to.
I got no interest in allying with someone who kidnaps people. So.
Then it's settled. Kill the witch and take everything she has.
If that's what everyone wants to do, personally, I'd prefer to take down this lady Hawakter. I don't know.
Please tell me Arxes actually says that.
No, yeah, he does not remember names well.
Respect.
It's rather disturbing, but I mean, we could always come back. Although, who knows how strong of a hold she'll have over the town then. But whether we kill her now or later, it makes me no difference as long as we do it.
I promise you, Arxes, I will come back with you to go after Lady Fiona Watker.
All right. Well, I do owe the Markovs a debt, so I'd be happy to help them.
What about you, Leilyn?
If that goes, I go. Plus, I care about you very much, Sorsha, and if this is going to help your family, then I'm ready.
Katya?
slow turn to Katya.
Katya has sat on the farthest bed and has been staring at the wall this whole time and continues to do so during this conversation.
Should someone go
Katya.
get her
A brain?
something to snack on? She's been a little out of sorts.
Right.
I'm sure it's more of a mind thing than anything.
But like the blood could maybe wake her up a bit, you know?
Is there... I'm gonna, okay, we'll do it in a second.
Okay.
Well, if you are wanting to go, we can tell them that we will go. But there is no requirement that you have to, although it is much appreciated.
It's, I can tell it means a lot to you, so we can do it.
You have my word. We will come back to you, Vallaki.
And with that, you all begin to get ready for bed. One thing for...
Yeah.
I was going to say, I do at some point go out and I try and kill a small animal to bring back to Katya.
Cool. Okay. Just go ahead and do a... What would I say? I guess... How are you going to do this? What are you going to use? Like, I guess... Go ahead.
I have weapons appropriate for hunting,
Okay.
but you know what I could do? I could just set a snare trap.
Okay.
I don't have snare prepared, but I assume I could figure out how to
you can make one
a
for
physical
sure.
trap in the woods.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As
I
far
do
as the
that,
woods
and
are
I use
concerned, maybe not. I mean, it is a far distance. You would have to be traveling for
Okay.
probably about like 30 minutes to get like out, and then that's only if you like get it immediately. So you'd have to wait, until something comes by and all that stuff. However, there are rabbits, squirrels, small animals that naturally occur within a town. If you would like to try that.
I'll set something just in the immediate property around something
Okay.
that seems like an animal might go there. And I'm going to use my magical tincturing to set the smell of bait
Perfect.
on 5 rocks leading up to the trap.
Perfect.
Leave it for a minute, see if that works.
Okay.
I could use one of my fuzzy balls, but there's a 13% chance it's a giant elk, and I don't think that'd be very good.
Aren't they like spiritual beings too?
Yeah, I don't know how that would work in terms of blood sustenance. But Beatrice, you set this trap in the immediate vicinity of this tavern area, this small plot of land.
I sit
Setting it on
readying just a bolt.
Sure. Yeah. On the outskirts of this, it's a little woodsy. Just a small patch of like a few trees, and you see just slowly a squirrel coming down. Looking around for any sort of not prey, but the opposite. Predator.
Treats.
There you go.
Squirrel treats.
Looking for predators as it, and then begins bouncing towards it, looking towards the rock, picking it up, throwing it away, coming forward, picking it up, putting it in its mouth, and finally on the last one, you get it in the trap.
Immediately.
Cool.
Get it with the crossbow bolt.
And easy enough. That thing is very easily taken out.
Got it.
You take the body, bringing it back to the room. You see Katya is probably unmoved.
Mm-hmm.
While that's happening,
Is she
and
breathing?
before we come to that Sorsha, it sounded like you wanted to be doing something.
Katya doesn't actually have to breathe.
She doesn't.
So
Okay,
maybe
so
not.
this could be a total weekend
She
of Bernie
just-
situation and we wouldn't know.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
How? Not breathing.
She's got her sunglasses on.
There you go.
As she
I
does.
will. I'll sit on the bed, cross-legged by Katya,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hold the blood spear of Kavan and try and speak with him or any of the Fanes that may be listening.
Okay.
To see if there's something that I can do to help Katya.
Okay. Do a religion check. Actually, what would you say first?
Great Fanes, please hear me. My friend is hurting, and we must get her out of this because in order to bring you back to your full power, we need her. Please tell me what to do. Tell me how to help and heal her.
So, two things. You can either do a nature check or a history check. Nope, not history, sorry, religion.
Okay, I'm gonna do religion.
Okay. And I just want to check one thing on your thing.
Just checking your thing.
Actually, I'll go back. Okay, so 17. One sec. Okay. Katya, do a charisma saving throw.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, fuck.
Am I still in the room at this point?
Nat 1. Hey, that's
Oh.
appropriate, actually.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Oh.
Actually, you are hit by the effect of a calm emotion spell, which, putting this in the chat, I will copy and paste. Oops, that doesn't do it. So, basically, you feel this you feel this sense of dread wash away, giving you a feeling of release, like this weight on your shoulder has been on it for so long that now it's just gone, and you maybe aren't feeling willing to talk, but everything that you've been feeling seems to have gone away, at least for now.
She will turn over to Sorsha and say, "Thank you. I feel a little better. I think I'm just going to get some sleep."
If I turn into a cat, do you want to snuggle?
That's very nice of you, but no, I think I'm okay.
Okay. I am here for you if you need it.
I appreciate it, Sorsha. Thank you. She just kind of like backs up on the bed and lays down.
Sure. At around that time is when Beatrice reappears.
So Beatrice doesn't actually come in holding the dead animal.
Sure.
She comes in
Oh, thank
holding, if it was possible, could I have asked for like a water skin from the bar? Like, would they have an extra water skin? Or like
Sure. I would imagine they're getting ready to pack, so I'd imagine they'd have another water skin.
I come in holding an extra water skin that's a little bit red around the top, and I go over and I toss it onto Katya. Well, I hold it out. I don't know if she's already asleep, but I hold it out to Katya.
I'd imagine that she's probably like getting ready to like roll over as you come up.
I'll lay
She
it.
like hesitates for a sec.
You can smell it.
Yeah, and then she'll just like slowly grab it and like kind of just like sip on it as she's going to bed, like a little bottle. She's just like,
It's the first time that you did this with the pig earlier. This time, there's more of a sating of hunger. Something that you didn't know that was there this entire time that you've been in the castle. And finally, like with that weight off your shoulders, and now with this, you feel content in a way that you didn't know was like, it was like that itch that you didn't know you had to scratch, but now that's gone as well.
I definitely think she's a lot more casual about drinking it because of the calm emotion spell as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's able to like not think about it too much and just like have a little drinky drink.
No need to be ashamed. Any life can have dignity.
She's not gonna respond to that.
So,
Thank you.
Anytime.
is there anything else you would like to do before bed?
Before bed, I'd like to talk to Leilyn.
Okay.
How are you doing?
That's a loaded question. I'm doing okay, I guess, for the most part. How are you doing?
It's also a loaded question for me too. A lot of emotions going on, but
Yeah,
we got your mom back,
I did.
which
You go ahead.
kind of makes it hard for me to say this next part. I think she should stay with the Marjakovs if they'll take her.
I think so too.
Okay. I know
She's not safe with us.
I know it's been difficult, but you know, you can talk to me, right?
I know. And I know you're trying. It's just gonna take a while for me to be comfortable doing that just yet.
If you want to sleep in the room with her, you can. I'll stay in here.
No, it's okay. If I'm being honest, she's been gone so long and I was so young when she did disappear that it just feels like I never really knew her, you know? Everything she's been hiding and... no. I don't think I'm ready just yet to know her. Not fully, at least.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, get some sleep. Yeah. Rest up.
You too. We're safe here.
Okay.
And I
So
leave and I go to my room.
you head back in, and Aurora is very ugly, sleeping like all over the bed and just like open mouth and everything.
No, there's no space. I'm just gonna get on the other one, right?
There's 2 beds. There's 2 beds. So you could put them together if you'd like, but that would.
He's gonna let her have all the room
Sure.
she needs to sleep.
Awesome. So you all bed down for a long rest, Beatrice?
I set an alarm spell on
Okay.
the landing that will
Okay.
alert me mentally if
To
anything.
chime at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Tiny or larger enters the area on the landing from
Okay.
any of the doors or the staircase. And then, other than that, Beatrice waits until everyone else goes to bed before going to bed.
Okay. Would anybody want to be watch, or that's okay if not? I just want to make sure.
I can take a first watch
Okay.
since I'm staying up anyway.
Sure. Okay.
Sorsha needs sleep.
Sure. Yeah, Sorsha's a
Everyone's
little,
knocking the
little
fuck
tired.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So then Beatrice, go ahead and do a perception for your night's watch.
I might meander out on the balcony at some point just
Sure.
to like look around,
Yeah.
not just staying in the room.
So 15. Walking out, you don't notice much. I mean, as you're starting your first watch, you guys kind of turned in a little early because of how rough the past few days have been. Danica, Adrian, Erwin are still kind of talking. But soon after, you see Adrian coming out and kind of noticing you, waving, and then making his way just next to you into the room to the right, as well as Danica and Erwin also noticing you, waving, bringing Brahm and Bray to their bedroom, and then over back towards that door that you had seen Davik go into. That's where they enter.
Right, because they're sharing the room with him, right?
And after that, it's quiet. The lights have been snuffed. And it's just the pitter-pattering of the rain on the roof above. Other than that, your watch goes uneventful.
Yeah, at some point I take out a scrap of just rough velvet, something from within the palace at some point, and I just use my magical tinkering to make it smell like the person I miss the most.
Okay.
Oh.
And I just think about him.
Okay.
Then I eventually make my way to rest. I completely get settled into bed before, like, making sure, keeping in the dark, not wanting to be seen. And then I hiss at, I'll hiss at Leilyn, not looking at her, but just like sort of snapping in her direction to wake her up. Your turn.
Ugh. Oh God. Oh fuck. Okay.
Does it facing away from you, keeping her face away from you as she wakes you up.
Okay. She's like, okay. And
Leilyn,
you see her kind of just like wide-eyed at the wall, trying to like, I'm awake.
perception check.
Fucking balls. Okay, hold on.
This would be the
Uh-oh.
best for a natural one.
Really?
Just fall asleep.
It's gonna be a net
Okay.
20.
Perception check. I'm blind. Bang.
Net 20. Oh,
Plus
15.
6.
You, in the beginning of the watch, nod off a little bit, but okay. And continue your watch. It is uneventful.
Okay.
Who do you wake up next?
Kyle will wake up
Okay.
on her own and say,
On the
I imagine she was just kind of like up for like the last hour or so of it and just didn't make herself known. And then
Sure.
when Leilyn
Leilyn's
comes
gonna
or
have a
like turns
fucking heart
around and is
attack.
like, she'll just say, "Go to sleep. I'll take the next watch."
Katya,
Fine.
are you
It's okay.
Okay. Okay. You sure?
One of the things, Katya, and mainly the thing that wakes you up is yeah, let's do this. Okay. While you were dreaming,
Oh no.
Katya,
Oh boy.
you are brought back to this dream world that you were in a night before. Though this time in a different place. You awaken in this dark area. Feel cramped and stuck. But you smell that sweet smell again. You begin kind of rustling around within here. You can tell that you're in some sort of box. You finally push up to see the lid opening. And around you, you see several other boxes that are closed. You're in the coffin maker shop.
Fucking hate that place.
You are one of those vampires that was there. And you stand out of your box, making your way across the room, down the stairs, and right where Henrik was sleeping. You can see the old coffin maker asleep in his bed, though tossing and turning. You quiet yourself as to not wake him up. And again, you look down to him and you see that pulsing red veins coming up his neck. You can hear his heartbeat. As you look down to your prey, that one part of you continues to try and keep you from doing that. I need you to do a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm. 8.
Okay. You look down, feeling the heart beating, and with every beat, you just feel it pulling you closer and closer until you finally find yourself biting into his neck and drinking and drinking and drinking until there's no blood within him. And you look down and you just see the terrified face, that of someone that had seen a monster. And in his eyes, you see that quick reflection of yourself, but not as you know it. Your features are more gaunt, more angular. You can see your teeth are longer. You can see the blood that has flowed down your face and onto your body. You see a monster in that reflection. And you do not gain any long rest tonight, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But you are awakened, and take the spot for Leilyn. Do a perception check. And I would say also a constitution save because of passing this
Sure.
night without any
14 con save.
Okay.
And
It's a
then
pass.
perception 13.
Okay. Your watch goes uneventful. Nothing seems to be
Better not.
happening around you. You do, at the end of your watch, begin to hear the rustling and bustling of people outside.
So, at some point, Katya would have left.
Okay.
And whenever everybody wakes up, she's no longer there.
Okay. Everybody begins waking up to that rustling and bustling of everybody outside. You hear food is about to be cooked, and people are starting to wake up.
Quickly grab my hat, slip it on.
And you notice that Katya is no longer there.
Does she sleepwalk?
I couldn't tell you. I'm sure she's fine.
Katya,
Mm-hmm.
where do you go?
Well, let him find me.
Okay. As you all get ready for the day ahead, is there anything you would like to do before leaving your rooms?
Arxes sits on the bed
Okay.
while Aurora is still asleep, and he thinks to himself and slightly out loud, all right, Kingmaker, I'll play a game. And then I step outside and what is anybody else outside? Is anybody else coming out?
As you come out, do a perception check.
Already? Make sure that, okay. Perception. Yay, it's not terrible.
One of the things that you notice as you come out oh, right, Beatrice, you would have been alarmed, or you would have been alerted.
Mm-hmm. Mentally would have been told.
Okay. That changes things. Before everybody wakes up, about halfway through Katya's watch, Beatrice, your alarm goes off. You
My
quickly
eyes.
are awoken, and you see that Katya is no longer at her position.
I'm spooning the spear.
Wouldn't she have like caught me like right out like halfway through the door?
She
I probably
put it
would catch
outside.
it like maybe as the door. I guess it depends on how stealthy you were being.
Yeah, I mean, the door
Stealthy
would have
enough to,
opened.
like, keep people asleep.
Yeah, so the door would have been opened, and what I imagined was that you had alarmed the catwalk just outside of the door.
Correct.
So the
Correct.
door
So
opens,
anybody-
you're already out, the door's closed, you're going, and that's when Beatrice is alerted.
Yeah. I raise a hand to the left side of my face as I sit up looking around. I see Katya's not there. Cosette, dear, can you go check on that?
Okay.
And I'm going to send the snake just slithering along the floor out the door, stealthily keeping track of what's going on.
As Cosette goes underneath the door, do a perception check.
As Cosette?
As Cosette.
Okay, 1 second. Where's her little stat block? Here she is. Oh
Okay.
no, she rolled a 2.
You continue
Damn,
following
good perception though.
as you see Katya exiting the boardwalk door out to the exterior of the Blue Water Inn. Does Cosette keep following?
Yes.
Okay.
If it seems like she's leaving the platform, I think she'd follow up to like getting on the stairs, and then if Katya doesn't go inside the inn, she's going to continue following out a fly,
Okay.
keeping low to the ground.
Katya does not go back in.
She's going to continue following.
Instead, you see Katya descending the stairs, turning, and walking to the shed that's just to the right of the stairway.
Hmm.
She opens the door, closes it behind her. Go ahead and do a stealth check for Cosette. And Katya, go ahead and do perception. Wow.
Natural
Cosette
20,
got
25.
a natural
Damn.
20.
Sheesh.
22.
Just barely.
Whoa.
That's my little girl.
All right, Cosette, just barely, still hidden. And Katya, unaware, enters this shed, a very clean, closed shed because of its seal from the outside, making sure that no rain goes in. So it's very difficult for Cosette to get inside. However, there is a window. A dirty window. Cosette comes to this window, and inside, you just see red. But before that, we are going to end tonight's session.
Oh, man,
come
dang
on.
it.
And
No.
we are going to
Keep going.
pick up there next session as we figure out what is Katya doing.
No.
What is Katya doing? Anyways, yeah, I think that's a perfect night. And I think hopefully next week my voice will actually be here and we can continue this
By
story
next week.
without that. But yeah, thank you all for joining us for tonight. I had a lot of fun. If you had a lot of fun, consider following us. If you had a really lot of fun, consider subscribing. We have giveaways every week, every session that we have, and you get 2 tickets for the giveaway if you subscribe. If not, tell your friends. We have our YouTube channel. We have a podcast version and all that good stuff. If you're listening to the recording, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. We appreciate all of your patronage. Yeah. I'm excited for the next session. So, anyways,
Yeah, watch us tear down this entire building. It's gonna be a great
it's gonna
time.
be great. It's gonna be great.
Interesting.
So,
That'd be fun.
Wonderful.
with that, make sure to level up, everybody, and we will see you all next time. And make sure to join us for Wednesday for the finale of Nightly Sins, our Vampire the Masquerade campaign.
It's
So
gonna be a great time.
it's gonna be great. We'll see you there. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.